Hello, everybody. Welcome to our festive live show. It's going to be an absolute cracker. We're going to be looking at 3 games, reviewing Shrewsbury away, reviewing Boxing Day against Reading, and then looking forward to Barnsley on Friday night. 3 massive games. Posh sits second in the league. We'll be discussing that and much more on tonight's festive live fun. Well, that is a technical mishap for the ages. You know what? It never goes well with the technology. I think we need someone, a producer in here that can just click the buttons for me because I never get that introduction right. How are we, fellas? Are we having a good Christmas?
Well, it's not Christmas anymore. But
did we have a good Christmas?
You're gonna do that this whole episode, I'm not having it.
So we're in a bit of it's a special live because we usually do one on a Sunday. I actually don't know what day it is today because, it's that Christmas period where you sort of
Wednesday, mate.
Between the 25th and New Year's Day. It's Wednesday. Oh, no, Wednesday.
Come on, how many mistakes?
Deary me. Anyway.
You don't know the day of the week.
In the morning.
I don't have my Christmas onesie on, Ashley. I'll get one on. And I actually got a new one for Christmas as well. So maybe if you're lucky on a Sunday Night Live in the future, you'll see that.
I won't be there.
You won't. We have... hang on, Scotty, wait a minute, mate. So listen, we've done some wheeling and dealing. We've got ourselves our sponsorship with Fingers. But you know what? I'm a man that I can't refuse sponsors. So I've got myself a sponsor for Sunday Night Lives and for special lives. So Scotty, thank you very much for bringing me a big packet of fruit shoots at yesterday's game. I'll be drinking these on the lives all season. And yeah, up the fruit shoots, mate. Right, anyway, it's been a while since we've last come on air. So just before Shrewsbury away was our last bit of content. So we'll start there. Brilliant day. Very good win. What were your thoughts on the performance away at Shrewsbury? We'll start with you, Caden.
I thought the rubbish shot. No, I thought the first half was rubbish. But then we grew into the game as the game went on. I thought there was a lot of missed chances. We could have been 3 or 4 up before Shrewsbury scored. I thought we played good football at times, but then it was also sloppy. And defensively, there were a few mistakes, but we were lucky that Shrewsbury only scored 1 goal.
Yeah, and I mean, it was horrible conditions and lots of people talking about the Shrewsbury goal. Bilikapic was blamed by a lot. Seems to be a bit of a scapegoat at the moment. But Tobber, what were your thoughts? I know you spoke about this. Did you think the goal was Bilikapic's fault?
No, mate. There's nothing Bilikapic could have done about that. You try saving a shot that's come at that pace from that angle. It's no chance. I did actually think to the first half that I had a feel to the Northampton game that we just had chances, but we just couldn't finish them. I did think when they made it 1-0 that we wouldn't score. But the boys took us pride, didn't they? They did well.
Yeah, they did very well. Max, I know you couldn't make it up to Shrewsbury, but I'm sure you've caught up, done your homework. What were your thoughts on the general performance?
Who did you play,
Why am I
Shrewsbury.
Who was it, Charlie? Shrewsbury.
I don't know. I think it's a nice way to say it. Shrewsbury.
I'm not having it.
Oh no, not again. Pronunciation police on here. Anyway, Max, what were your thoughts?
Well, I think as you said in pretty much posh for Shrewsbury, the tight pitch was a problem. Didn't feel Efron Mason Clark or Kwame Proko could grow into the game until into the second half. And Adraboy, the hero, it seems, as that will make Charlie's day. But at the end of the day, this posh side continues to grind results out, and despite the difficult circumstances, I think it was a good performance from the substitutes, and I think it was, again, as you both have said, a poor first half, a tale of 2 halves really. But when Adraboy came on, it changed the game, and I think that's what we're really looking for was a game changer, and he stepped up to the plate, which is brilliant. With the Bilikapic stuff, we don't have anybody better. So stop complaining. We've got Bula Kapic and he's here to stay. So you know, I've seen the goal. There was 2 people in his way. So but nothing from me. And I think it was a loft. Sorry, it was a lofted chip. I'm thinking of Reading, but it was that lofted chip. I mean, as Thomas said, with the pace of the ball and the wind of the direction, it's more difficult than people are making it out to be. But Bula Kapic is here to stay, and he's our number 1 for time to come.
Yeah, and I mean, I agree with you guys. I think you'd have to have never been between, played football in the wind at school or on a Sunday morning. If you've seen how fast that ball can move when it gets whipped in over your head, yeah, there's not a lot you can do. And people will say his positioning can be better, but really, you're not expecting a cross, like in swinging cross, to beat you at your far post, are you? So you can understand where it's come from. But yeah, I mean, we've mentioned the first half was just a case of not really finishing our chances. Seems to be a bit of an unfortunate theme at the moment. And Ricky J. Jones' first 2 big chances in that first half against Shrewsbury exemplified that. Are you guys getting a bit fed up with it, getting frustrated with Ricky's missed chances especially, or can you guys let it be?
A little bit of a Cape United response, this, Charlie, but we don't have anybody else, so it doesn't really matter.
Is that true? I mean,
we've got Jacob Wakeling, but Darren Ferguson doesn't like Jacob Wakeling, and we've got Malik Mothersill, or Mothersile, however you say it, but Darren Ferguson doesn't like him either. So we've got 2 strikers, but I think Mothersill is very similar to Ricky J. Jones, and I don't think Jacob Wakeling is good enough for this league. He hasn't been given a chance to prove it. Don't get me wrong. So I think he's the best of a bunch, and I think JCH is too slow for the way that we want to play. So unless we're in for another striker in January, which I think would be highly unlikely, I think Ricky J. Jones is here to stay for the rest of the season, and I don't mind it. I've said before, I think he plays his best game as a 60th minute sub against hard legs. It frightened the living daylights out of defenders. But then, I still think Harrison Burrows' his best position is in the 10. But this team, it keeps evolving, and we clearly want a striker very similar to Ricky J. Jones. So I can deal with the chances being missed if that's the way the manager wants to play.
There was a point in the first half where I turned to Ashley and told him that Jono would score those chances. But he told me that Jono wouldn't even get to the ball, which, to be fair, he's not wrong, because the pace Ricky has helps the attack. But he should have scored those first 2. He actually scored the hardest chance out of the 3, which is it's the Ricky way, isn't it? Big up Jensen.
Yeah, I mean, that is a question. I mean, why isn't Jensen Clark-Harris playing? I mean, we all know he's going to move in January because he has to. But while we've still got him, is it a waste? Yesterday we're lumping balls into the box late on in the game when it's 2-2. I'm talking about the Reading game. Is it foolish not to use a player who's so good in the air, who you've got in your squad, no matter whether they're leaving or not? Is it maybe foolish not to use him to try and go for the 3 points in a situation like that?
No, look, I think Jensen has done a lot for this club, and all the time that he's been here, Jensen scored a lot of goals. However, I think our front 4 needs to adapt, and we have to learn to play without Jensen, seeming as he's going in January. So I think that's a pretty done deal. He'll end up going to Derby, or as I said last night, he might even go to Carlisle. But he's on the move in January to a League One club. I don't know where he'll go, but I wish him all the best. I think he's been a great servant to this club. And I think that we've got to evolve now with the pacey striker route. The way that as our front 4 can all like mingle and move and play positions. Ricky can play on the right, left. Ephraim Clark play at the striker. Poku can drop into the 10. Randall can play on the wing. It's just interchanging. Whereas Jonson Clark-Harris can play one position, which is a slow forward. But that doesn't matter. I think what he's done for the club is brilliant. But
He could play centre back. Just saying.
You know what, Kate, man? I don't actually mind that from you. I reckon he could. If Ronnie goes, give him a new deal.
I remember watching Michael Gash play centre back in the middle of a back three for Peterborough Sports against us in pre-season. And he absolutely pocketed our attack, and he's a striker. So you never know. These big physical, experienced players, stick him at centre half, and you may be all right. But no, it makes sense to sell him, get some money for him. We need the money at the minute. So Reading beat us at London Road yesterday. How disappointed with that are we, lads?
Okay. I thought we dominated most of the game. I think it was an improvement from Shrewsbury, if anything. At least the first half was. I thought we were unlucky. Mason Clark was unlucky to hit the post just before the goal. So we could have been 1-0 up from that and then pushed to get second. But the second half, I think we just missed our chances, and it was a real shame because then Reading got back into the game.
Yeah, I only said they beat us, by the way, because they celebrated like it. It was weird. Yeah, it was a weird one. I mean, I had sort of got used to the feeling of walking away from games at London Road very, very happy and contented. And I didn't feel that way yesterday because it was a frustrating one. It's another point on the board, keeps the unbeaten run going. But isn't it a weird? It's a testament to how good we are that teams like Reading, with the players that they've got, with the stature of the club, are leaving London Road with just a point and celebrating it like a win. And that says a lot about how we're doing at the moment, doesn't it, Max?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. I think with Bolton and Derby having a game in hand, spelled Derby. I think that we're in for a bit of a treat second half of the season. I think Paul on it. I think has only won 7 out of 8 games. So yeah, being in second place is great, but yeah, I think we're going to have a bit of a struggle with their games in hand.
Has anyone seen the Hector go back, by the way?
Yeah, I thought so. I was absolutely. I was leave him be. He's ill. He's unwell, Toba. At least he's ill upstairs and not downstairs, Caden. That's all I'm gonna say. But no, I thought that I was right level with it in the North Stand, and when I saw it, it looked like an absolutely horrendous decision. I thought Hector was a good yard or two onside, and I've seen some weird angle on Twitter that Reading fans keep posting, which I think is a bit ahead of play and maybe makes it look a bit tighter than it was, but I still think he was onside. I definitely thought he was onside. What are your boys' thoughts?
It was 100% onside for me. I've seen enough angles for it to confirm it, and we've also should have had a Stonewall penalty in the first half as well when we was thrown goal with Peter Kyozo. But I don't think we can have that debate fair because I do think that we should have won the game out of that. We missed good enough chances in the game to kill the game off. Just unlucky, just wasn't to be, was it?
Yeah, I mean, if we won, we'd definitely be a lot closer to top of the league if we'd managed to win yesterday. It was a 5-point gap, so it would have been closed, but it would have given us a bit more breathing space because we have got teams, most of the top 6 are absolutely breathing down our neck. And, if we lose the next 2 games, suddenly we're almost out of the top 6 rather than in the automatic places. I guess my question to you guys now is, do you enjoy this? Because is there sort of, do you enjoy the pressure to keep winning every single week because you want to stay in second place? Or would you rather be sort of, obviously you wouldn't rather be down there, but would you rather it be us in the chasing pack rather than, this constant pressure on the lads to win?
Well, I think it depends on the club. I mean, did any of you think we'd be second in the league at Christmas? No.
100% not.
So apart from Kate Man, who's delusional, nobody really thought it. We were restructuring, we were rebuilding, we were building a squad that Darren Ferguson wants, and we built this team that can grind out results. you know, I feel for clubs like, you know, Derby, who have easily lower championship sides, and had a really, really poor start to the season compared to our big start to the season that we had. So at the end of the day, what I'm trying to say is, whether we're chasers or whether we're being chased, it doesn't matter to this Posh team, and that's clear to see now, is that we can grind out results, and we are a unit, which I haven't been able to say in recent years, a squad being as unified as this one. So whether we were chasing or whether we were being chased, I think that the pressure isn't going to get to us. And I think that we've had this new sort of character that we hadn't had before.
Yeah, I agree. Tobber?
I was just going to say, I absolutely agree with Max. I think we need to give a lot of credit to this team, because none of us, I don't care what Kane says, none of us thought we would be top 2 at this position. I put us to finish around the 11th to 13th place. I think that was pretty reasonable, the players who lost. But I'll be honest, I don't want to get top 2. I want to die out in Wembley. I want to go through the playoffs. But
I mean,
No.
I never want to play a playoff game again, personally, after what happened last year. But the thing with the playoffs is, it's one of those, isn't it, where when you look back on it, you enjoy the end of it, but the playoffs themselves, the games, are the most nervy, horrible encounters you'll ever see. I mean, who enjoys watching a playoff game?
Well, I enjoyed this. I enjoyed us watching Wednesday at home. I didn't enjoy it.
I did not
when we
watching
won
Wednesday.
it up.
I didn't enjoy watching
When we
Wednesday
won
at
it.
home at all. I thought, you know, well, no, because, and here's the thing: is again with the playoffs, when you look at, I mean, I didn't go to the second leg at Hillsborough because I had my maths GCSE the next morning. But it must have been. It was literally a terrible situation, because, you know, if we went there, you know, we'd already had the jubilation of the big win over Wednesday the week before. And so if we won, we'd just go through, and we'd already sort of celebrated at full time in the home leg. And if we didn't go through, well, which we didn't, it's going to be an absolutely horrible night that gives you PTSD, as Ben North has just said in the chat. So yeah, I do not want to go to the playoffs. The playoffs terrify me now. I will never enjoy a playoff game ever again until
Charlie,
I'll never enjoy the playoffs again until the final whistle is blown on the final and we've won.
Charlie, I've got a bit of a Max classic here for you. Would you rather get into playoffs or not get playoffs at all?
I mean, I'd rather get automatics than playoffs.
Exactly.
That wasn't the question.
No, but obviously I'd rather get playoffs than not at all. But Topper said he'd rather not get automatics and go through the playoffs and win at Wembley. And I'm saying no.
But we'll win the Papa John's trophy, so Tobber will be happy when we get automatics, because we'll get our day out at Wembley anyway.
Think of the day out at Wembley, lads. Just think about it.
Yeah, we can have a day out at Wembley for the Papa John's trophy, whether it's called.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. You won't enjoy
Motors.
I'm never going to enjoy. The only bit of the day out at Wembley I'd enjoy is full-time scenes if we've won.
You wouldn't enjoy the journey up?
No, I would be bricking it. I'd be so nervous. I would be I'd be so nervous. I don't think I'd enjoy our goals, because you'd just be looking at the thinking for an equaliser. I don't know what Max has just seen some sort of like weird creature through his windscreen.
No, I thought it was a fox, but I think it's just a big mirror.
There's his own on his windscreen.
I would not enjoy the playoffs at all. I think it'll be 90 minutes of hell. Talking about 90 minutes of hell, Friday night could be Peter Kioso's last game. Probably will be Peter Kioso's
No.
No.
He can't be recalled to the 18th. He can't be recalled to the 18th.
Can't he?
No.
Why?
Says who?
What do you mean, says who?
Because he can get recalled now.
He can get recalled at any point in January.
No. I read somewhere that he can't go back to the 18th.
Yeah, that's rubbish. People were saying, because he signed for us on the 18th of
No,
August.
but it wasn't. It wasn't from a Peterborough account. It was from a.
That same Rotherham account. That post got 2 likes, Max.
He can literally get recalled on the journey up to Derby. He can just go.
He can. They can say, no, you can't play. You're a Rotherham player now.
Oh well, ignore me. I thought he couldn't go back to the 18th. I was a bit happy. We might get him for Derby, but no, apparently not. Ignore me then.
But no, I think what statement are you talking about, JL_7_19?
It is. There's a statement. It's in. People are backing me.
What statement? Hang
I'm
on,
getting financially backed.
Where's the
Yeah.
statement?
It's in the comments.
Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah, the statement is Max's statement. No, that's not a statement. That was from an account called RUFC_news, who said that there's no source.
Actually,
All right. So from
Actually,
the
no.
Rover effect.
No, that wasn't. It wasn't from there. It wasn't from there. That's not where I got it from.
Where did you get it from?
I can't remember now. It was
His
like 2
mate's
days
sister's
ago.
cousin, brothers.
What statement are you talking about? I don't know. Something. Supposedly there's a statement about Kyoto.
Oh, it's on. Yeah, he's found a statement.
Oh yeah, brilliant. Yeah.
Wikipedia.
No,
That's
ignore
the
it. Ignore it.
reliable
Well, look.
It came from what's that guy's account?
I guess Max has
It
been
got deleted.
actually backed by Wiki.
What was that old
I
posh
think-
news account? Probably came from
I
there.
think if we sell Johnson Clark Harris, I think we've got a real chance of signing him.
Yeah, I
Josh.
mean, Johnson Clark Harris is on championship wages, isn't he? And we said,
6K, I think.
we can't afford Kyoto because he's on championship
There's-
wages. So there's a
there's an
space on the
element-
wage bill.
There's an element of me that would rather sell Ronnie Edwards and sign Peter Chiozo.
I sort of agree with you. I think
There's an element of me that would
PK
like that.
is more important for our team and more important from our squad as the captain than Ronnie, I think. Because
I also think, sorry, Charlie. I also think
carry on.
Jay Katongo could step into that role better than he can.
yeah, that's what I was about
Yeah.
to say.
Yeah, well,
he definitely could. He's
Well,
got that.
as the argument goes, we've got Manny Fernandez as well, guys.
But no, seriously, Friday's probably going to be his last game. There's going to be some really. It's going to be sad scenes at the end of the game if with him in front of the terrace. I'm sure. We'll all say we
we'll
want him
start
to
crying,
stay,
mate.
but we'll all know it's probably not going to happen.
Do you remember that Everton fan that tied himself to the goal with like a car clamp?
Is that what you're going to do?
Honestly, I might just go and do it like mid game and just hold up a big
Like
banner
PK.
saying "Please stay Peter Chiozo."
When he's at back post from a corner.
He knows he wanted to stay because he was so close to us at Shrewsbury. He heard us.
You
sing
can
it.
hear the
Yeah,
stand.
Yeah,
I
you
just
can
think
hear
it
it on the pitch
Come
side post.
Yeah.
He
Well,
knows we want
that's
him
how
to
he
stay
knows
because
it.
every
That's
single
how he knows
post,
it. He's
every
feeling it.
single post, he has about 100 posh fans in the comments going, "Stay, stay, 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 stay."
And
It
he's right
reminds
to
me
him
of
as well.
did
I
anyone
think-
go Cheltenham at the end of the first game of the season? We were seeing
Yeah,
Sonics.
Sammy.
And it was
Yeah.
all clapping.
I think, listen,
right.
at the end of the day, he wants to stay. Let's be real here. He wants to stay. He's the captain. He feels appreciated. He's made some really, really good friends in the changing room. And to be fair, if you're looking at it, probabilities of being in the championship next season, he's probably got a bigger chance of being in the championship next season if he's playing for us than he does if he's playing for Rotherham. So you have to, take that into consideration. I'm sure he'd like to stay, but it's not really his choice, is it?
No.
No,
not
okay.
unless he refuses.
We want you to
Refuse.
stay. We want you to stay.
Right, so let's assume Peter Kyoso does go then. I've got two questions.
No,
for
we're
you.
not doing that.
The first question
No.
is who should take the captain's armband after Peter Kyoso leaves? I've got my pick.
There's only one answer.
You
I
guys
agree.
go for yours.
Hector Cipriano.
I agree with you, Caden. That's my pick. Although
Tubber?
I do think there's a big argument elsewhere. Who do
Tubber.
you think, Tubber?
No, there's
I
not.
would have gone. I would have gone Josh Knight.
That's what I was gonna go, Tubber.
I think that's the only obvious, only obvious answer. To be honest.
See, I think
Yeah,
Jensen. Jensen should take it. No,
I get-
I think
I get a little bit worried though because we saw what happened to Ethel Mason Clark when he got given the captaincy. He sort of crumbled under the pressure a little bit.
Yeah, it was too
And
much.
I'm afraid the same will happen to Cipriano. And if there's someone that I don't want to crumble under the pressure, it's him. I mean, he's the spine to this team.
Yeah, give it to
Whereas
Joel
Josh Knight, I
Randall.
think this guy's got to be taking the mic. But no, it's Josh Knight for me. But either of them, I'd be happy with.
See,
Yeah,
I don't think Hector just. I don't think Hector.
You
I'd
guys
actually
got a
give it to
wind
Josh
up.
Knight. I've changed my mind. Josh Knight.
Josh Knight, yes. Join
Okay,
us.
here's the thing. I think if you're looking at players right now with the biggest qualities to be captain, um, yeah, okay, you're gone, mate. If you're looking at players right now with the best qualities to be captain, I think Josh Knight is up there. But I think Kyprianou, he's got more of a love for the club. I think he's got more of he's going to be here for a longer time than Josh Knight. I think playing in the midfield, the passion that he shows towards the fans, I know Max met him recently and has spoken about, the main thing that he said to Max was that he wants to make up for Hillsborough, wants to make up and give, back to the fans after that horrible day. And that's what I want in my captain. So if he crumbles under the pressure, oh well, you give it to someone else and he'll come back like Ephraim Mason-Clark has done. But I would give it to Kyprianou. What are your thoughts, Max?
Oh, I was going back to my point about him not being able to. It would be the 18th. Allegedly, it is under the IUFC news post now. I can't find the statement that I read. But because we signed him in late on in the summer, they're saying, well, the Rotherham fans are saying that they can recall him as early as the 18th because it is how it works. It might have been in his contract that he got it might be like a flat 6 month or something like that.
I mean, if we've got a clause that says, you can't be recalled straight away in January because we need time to find a replacement, then fair enough, and that's smart from us. But even so, I mean, it still very much could be. We've just been sent. I don't know if that's what you're looking at, Max.
Josh Mackey is Josh Mackey is my source.
I've just had that message.
That's reliable.
It is. What are you doing, Tubber? Don't disrespect Josh Mackey's credibility.
It's not actually Josh Mackey, the source. It's some other guy at RUFC News. But no, listen, if that's the case, it is what it is. But it will still, I think Derby will still be his penultimate league game.
Would you not rather have him for longer?
Oh, no, 100%. I mean, have him for Derby away.
Would you rather have Kyoso or not have Kyoso, Charlie? That's the real question there.
I'd rather have Kyoso. But if not Randall, Ricky J.
Ignore him. He's on a winder. He actually spelled the name right this time.
I don't see why it would be anyone other than Josh Knight or Hector Kyprianou that take the captain's armband. Ricky would not be a good captain, George.
It's too much pressure.
Yeah, you can't put that much pressure. I mean, he's got enough pressure already, starting as our number 9, leading the line, that he's just about coping with. The pressure of being captain may be a little bit too much. And I know Burrows has been banded around because technically he is still the vice captain. He takes the armband when PK goes off. And he is homegrown. But what are your guys' views on Burrows?
I thought he had a really, really good game yesterday. I think it was quite good.
Yeah, I mean he's been playing well for us recently, but does that mean that he's good enough to be a good enough leader to be captain?
Well, he was vice captain, wasn't he? Or was he actually captain? I swear he was been captain in the past. If I'm not mistaken, I'm sure
I'm not. This is an interesting one. George says. And this is a point that I wanted to, talk about today. There's this weird stigma around Ricky J. Jones in the posh fan base.
You are a bit of a hater, Charlie.
No. There is this weird stigma if anyone ever says anything bad about Ricky J. Jones, whether that be on something like we're doing, whether that be on Twitter, whether that be on a Spaces or something. I don't know. Whenever anybody says something bad about Ricky J. Jones, which doesn't happen for every player, but just for Ricky, you get this onslaught of just these Ricky lovers that will just come to you and say, "Oh, you're a hater. You're hating one of our best players." You can say that a player needs to improve.
On FIFA, all the little kids like him.
But you can say that a player needs to improve a part of his game. You can say that a player needs to up his performances. He's not been playing well enough recently. without being, just a negative, but without being dubbed as a hater towards the player. It doesn't make sense to me. Do you reckon it's because, he's homegrown and he's one of our own, maybe? Or what are your guys' thoughts on this weird sort of stigma in the fan base?
I think you're just a hater, Charlie.
Ricky,
just quickly,
Ashley will not be sponsoring anyone unless we say Ricky's good. So.
To United Football Vlogs, it was Josh Knight's first goal, obviously.
Yeah.
It was his first goal of the season.
Right.
It means every single outfield player scored.
He's been waiting to say that.
Outdoor player.
Every single outfield player has scored and got an assist as well.
But in regards to Josh Knight's goal, and I will go back to Ricky J. Jones in a second. I think what makes him captain material for me is how passionate he's been about getting it all season. And we've seen him on Twitter sort of come out and say how he wants to get the goal, and how it's coming and how he wants to help the team and push the team forward. And that to me is an excellent captain about how the drive and the passion to sort of bag that goal and score. In relation to Ricky J. Jones, I think he's doing well considering we're playing him out of position, and I think that's what we've got to realise is I don't think he's an out and out striker. I think he's a winger, and I think he does really well with his pace and his ability to drive with the ball. The finishing, not every winger can finish, and I think we're sort of seeing that, but that will improve. And I think he's the best striker that we've got at the club, bar Jensen. I love that. But yeah, bar Johnson, Clark Harris, he is the best striker that we've got at the club at the moment. So I think the hate doesn't do any good, and I don't know whether there's a stigma of hate, but constantly saying that the player needs to improve, I don't think helps. I think it was the same with Bilakapic. So I don't think we should be getting on their backs considering we're second in the league. If we were on the relegation zone, I think then it's warranted. But I think where we are is an overstatement. It's where we wanted to be in the summer.
Yeah, and I guess that is a good point. I mean, just criticising him, you've got some people, Scotty, that will just, no matter what Ricky J. Jones does, hate him. I'm one of those that can see that, where he needs to improve, but I can also see the incredible potential that he's got, and the incredible potential he's got to get better, and the way that he's playing right now. Off the ball, he is our best player. Off the ball, he is incredible. The way he runs, the way he shuts people down, stops teams from playing the way that they'd like to play, because he just disrupts everything in their defense when they've got the ball. Off the ball, he's fantastic. And on the ball, he's improved a lot, getting the ball to stick when the ball's played long to him, taking it, dribbling it around, being creative. Yeah, his finishing needs some work, but he's still scoring good goals. And then, I'll do the reverse of Max and I'll go back to Josh Knight now. Could you say, and I know you've said, you want him to be, Josh Knight has said how much you wanted to score the goals. Could you say that while, yes, Josh Knight's been talking the talk, Hector Kyprianou has been walking the walk in terms of that? He's scored 5 goals already this season. Could you not say that contribution is better than what we're getting from Josh Knight, who is just wanting to score a goal?
Rad. By that logic, Professor Clark should be the captain again.
No, because it's different. It is different. I think, you're saying that Josh Knight
showed passion on social media after every game is what I mean, and shows passion, through, he wants to get the goal, he wants to drive the team on every clean sheet, he celebrates, that sort of thing. Kyprianou does the same, like on the pitch, he's passionate, you can see him, and I think he's a top quality bloke. But I think my main worry with Kyprianou is, will the captaincy be a lot of stress on him? I think Josh Knight might be able to handle it better. I think those two, though, would be my captain and my vice captain if I was Darren Ferguson, 100%. And either which way they go, I don't think it matters. But them two, and yeah, I always like the idea of a defender as well, because I think you've got to command a back line. But that's just me.
Yeah, okay, that's a fair point. You know, I guess we'll finish this sort of Kyoso captaincy chat with one question, and that is, do you think Kyoso will stay, yes or no?
When he's on loan. So he can't. If
No.
Rotherham want him, he
You
can't.
know
He
what
can't.
you know what I mean. You know what I mean. Do you think he will be okay? Do you think Kyoso will be at Peterborough United
Yes.
on February the 1st? Yes or no?
Yes. Yes.
Tobber?
There's
No.
no other. There's no
I
other
don't think.
situation.
You know what? We're not going to get Kyoso or Og better. Charlie's going to have a meltdown.
Yeah, I'm on better.
Rotherham's fullbacks are not very good at football. Hence why they're in last position in the league.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Kyoso is better
but-
than whether Lukey Bala, whatever his bloody name
But
is.
Kyoso can just say no.
He
No, he
could.
can't.
He
Yes,
could.
yes, he can. He can just say no. I'm not playing.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
he can say that, but then he's in
Yeah.
breach of contract.
He'll
In
get
breach
sued.
of
Right.
contract. He'll get
I
sued.
really, really do not think there's any chance in hell he'll be in February 1st, even January 2nd. I think Friday will be the last time we see him.
Well,
Posh.
I thought he was signed on
Yeah.
Christmas Day, according to Emerald Posh.
Yeah, I heard that rumor as well.
Oh, shut up! Emerald Posh had everyone on strings. Nobody likes. Nobody
You know
likes
what?
him.
Emerald Posh is a pest. I can't wait until I find out who runs that
I don't know
blimming
that guy.
Twitter
Oh,
account.
if only I knew.
If only I knew who ran that account, because what an absolute pest to society.
I heard rumours it was Ashley Wilson behind the Emerald Posh account.
I had rumours it was
Yeah.
Scotty. Could you imagine that?
Or maybe they're in cahoots.
Maybe
Are you-
maybe all this
fan
like
of
beef
Aspect
online is
Emerald Posh?
Yeah,
maybe all this beef online is a publicity stunt to
big
attract more
ruse.
attention to Emerald Posh. It's
To be fair,
an
I'm
elaborate
still pretty
ruse.
sure it's you, Max, that runs the Emerald Posh account.
It could be me. You never know.
I'm not letting you off that.
All
rumor
I'm saying
so
is, have you
easily.
ever seen me and Emerald
Yes, we
Posh in the
bet.
same room? And the
I
answer
haven't,
is
mate.
no.
I've not seen that.
Ooh. Right, we'll finish with a quick preview of Friday night's big game against Barnsley under the lights at London Road. I'm excited for it. Barnsley sit 7th in the league, so outside of the playoffs, but they have a game in hand
Game
on
in hand.
us, and they
If
are
they
just
win.
4 points off us. So if they beat us and win their game in hand, then they leapfrog us, and that 7th place being just 4 points off us really does show how tight this league is at the top this season.
Posh
Barnsley-
win 3-1. Efra Mason Clark, first goal scorer. Good night, everybody.
All right.
Thank you very much for watching.
Barnsley in good form. They've got they're 4 unbeaten now, 3 wins out of the last 4. Seem to be scoring goals again. Beats Port Vale 3-2 away.
Solid 6 now.
Yeah, I reckon it'll be a 6-0 as well. Barnsley got some very dangerous players. A very, very well-rounded squad. They haven't quite clicked yet this season the way they'd like to, but second half, there's still of the season. There's still a lot to play for. We'll give your guys, we'll get your guys' predictions for that game then.
Yeah,
Caden?
I've been thinking very hard.
No, don't do
Oh,
it,
he's
Caden.
not going to do it. He's not going to do it. There's no way. I kind of want him to do it.
2-1 Posh. Posh score first. Barnsley
He's
equalise.
bottled it.
We get a winner.
He's bottled it.
Right. Tobba,
Posh
what's
never
your
scored any more
prediction?
than 2 goals, Caden, mate.
Oh yeah, my goal score.
Go on, Kane.
Ricky J. Jones. You don't have to tell us. We already know.
If it's Ricky J. Jones.
It can't be now. We've mentioned it. He bottles it.
Well, I think it'll take him about 10 shots, but I reckon he will score eventually. So we'll go as him as the first goal scorer just before half time. When Top was getting his half time pie and he's going to score.
Yeah, Top missed the goal.
Yeah, I didn't see the first one yesterday.
You never see any of the goals.
Posh
United goals. I'd love Joe Randall to score all 6. I fucking love that bloke.
Tobba, what's your prediction?
Posh won't have a first goal scorer on Friday. It'll be a Barnsley own goal.
Oh, I rate that.
I just think it's
You're
a
not getting
very
any
very
points, mate.
scrappy game. I don't care. I just think it's a very. I'll still top of the league. I just think it's a very scrappy game, and it's one of those like corner whipped in, everyone scrambled on the line. I reckon it'll be a McCart own goal. 1-0 Posh.
So that's the most interesting pronunciation of McAtee I've ever heard. But
No, they have a centre back called McCart, Charlie.
do they?
Yeah.
2-0 Posh,
Wow.
Joel Randall.
No way. Another Joel Randall first goal prediction. That's
Yeah.
incredible. Is
It's
that
going to
5
keep
in a
happening.
row?
That's more than 5 in a row. And guess what? It's going to keep happening until he scores first.
Right. I'll give my prediction. I think it is going to be 3-1 Posh. And I think our first goal scorer is going to be
Villa Capic.
Efron Mason Clark. Yeah, that's my thought. I'd love to see Kyoso get a goal. I would love to see Kyoso get a goal. Just sort of round off his time. To be fair, I'd love Jono to get some minutes and to score. You know, one last goal at London Road would be lovely before he leaves. We'll just go through the viewer predictions. 1-0 Barnsley. We are crumbling. I think it's unfair to say we're crumbling. I mean, we're about 17 games with about 2 losses. I think it's unfair. All we did was draw with Reading when we probably should have won. Posh 2, Barnsley 1 seems to be pretty popular in the comments. It's a good prediction. Hoping for another 3 points. We'll see you for, I think, we'll see how it goes, but we've got some plans to employ some other types of content on other platforms for post matches, but we won't be doing that for Barnsley yet, I don't think. But we'll see you guys for our derby preview. I hope you guys all have a great New Year's celebrations and carry on with the festive fun. I hope you guys enjoyed the live stream. Thank you, Tobber, Caden, and Max for joining me. And we'll just give it one last
PUFC stickers.
Yeah, one last
I was about to
PUFC
say,
sticker shout out. The delivery discount has ended, unfortunately. But if you use BOMM5 at checkout when purchasing, you'll get 5% off all orders with PUFC stickers. So I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Have a very nice rest of your sort of Christmas period. And I hope you all had a good one on the big day as well. And Santa brought you everything you wanted. See you later.
Shadow.